when you look back, you spend so much time agonising about films that you end up not making. And most of the ones you make are like instant. This one was like that. Jamie and Jason Blum, the other producer, phoned me up, said we want to do this film about the school bus and the teacher and the driver. I said, do you know, I literally said yes in 5 minutes. It was that simple. And it was actually very blessed, largely because we had those wonderful actors, Matthew in America, and it just really worked out well. Apple obviously were fantastic. It all just sort of came together. There was a strong belief, I think, amongst everyone that this would work as a movie. Well, I think the most pleasing thing is that look, it's a responsibility when you do films about real stories, obviously, because, there are real people's lives. It's important subject matter, I guess. It was a terrible, terrible tragedy, but this is a story of hope and inspiration, and that, I think, is the thing that I'm happiest about. It feels like an inspiring story and obviously a very intense and visceral sort of movie experience, but I think ultimately it's very life-affirming. Got the whole clan, yeah, Levi. I didn't know it was that. I just remember we were looking to cast the son, and I saw a bunch of tapes, and I saw his tape, and I went, oh, he's brilliant. Let's have him. And then I phoned up, and there was a long pause. They said, you do know it's Matthew's son, don't you? I said, I had absolutely no idea. I just saw Levi. I didn't know it was his son. There you go. Shows you. And then his mum too, of course. She was hilarious. She gave Matthew some stick, yeah. Matthew, you're going to be number 2 on the call sheet now. Originally, I went to see the U2 show at the Sphere in Vegas, and I thought of doing it sort of in a virtual environment. And we did quite a lot of work to look at that, what it would cost and how it might work. But in the end, I kind of felt it wasn't really me. I wanted to be out in the real world, in a real bus, driving around. So we went that way, and I think it worked, really. It gave it a sort of reality for the actors, I think, and for me and for the crew, and it just made it feel intense. I've made a few films down that road. Captain Phillips, United 93 there. It's ordinary people caught up in extraordinary circumstances, because you always wonder what you would do in that situation. If you were a school bus driver down on your luck and you got the call and you were racing back to get your mother and your son, and suddenly you get a call saying, can you pick up 22 children? Would you take the call or wouldn't you? And the same for Mary, the teacher, She needed to get her own kids, but she decided to save the other kids first. And those are the sort of heroic moments that are entirely unexpected. It's not like you get time to think about them. It's like, in the moment, do you step up or don't you? And I always find those stories incredibly inspiring. And I think most movie audiences do too, because it's not the heroism of superheroes and spandex and all of that. It's just ordinary folk.